It's the last week of the NFL regular season, and the playoff picture is mostly set.
Yeah, it's not too set here in Denver, though.
Mostly.
Across the league, there really is only one spot up for grabs. The Broncos, of course, right in the middle of that. So we're bringing in Jack Linehan for the final Jacketology of this NFL regular season. Jack, the Broncos may not feel like it right now, but they have the inside track.
They do, Tom and Kim, but I mean, this could have been done weeks ago. The Broncos have had 2 shots to win and get in. They have not finished the job. Now they've only got 1 shot left this final week. It's not great for the team or the fans, but it is great for people who love to break down playoff scenarios, like me. So let's do that right now. The 3 teams fighting for the spot are the Broncos, you can see here, sitting in the 7th spot. Also the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, 2 weeks ago, the Broncos had a 93% chance at making the playoffs. Now, it's 83%. Still pretty high. Now, you might wonder why that's the case. Well, they are playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs are resting their starters. You see they're 15-1, a 2-game lead over the Bills with 1 game to go. So they've got nothing to worry about. They're in. They're the 1 seed. They don't have to play Patrick Mahomes. The Broncos have everything to fight for. So the NFL, their odds, they like the Broncos to win that game. If they win, they're in. If they tie, they're in, which is why there was a bit of a fiasco about maybe trying to go for the win last week against the Bengals. We're simply going for the tie in overtime. Now, what happens if the Broncos lose, though? Well, if the Dolphins win, the Dolphins are in. The reason is they have a better record against AFC opponents than the Broncos do. If the Dolphins lose and the Broncos lose and the Bengals win, the Bengals are in. But if everyone loses, the Broncos are still in. The reason is they simply have a better record right now than the Bengals or the Dolphins. If the Broncos do win or lose and everyone else loses, if they're in at the 7th seed, that's all they're going to be is the 7th seed right here. And they're going to play the Buffalo Bills no matter what in Buffalo. Buffalo locked into that 2 seed with a 2-game lead over Baltimore. So they also kind of have nothing to worry about this week. If you're curious about the Dolphins and the Bengals, who they're playing, well, the Bengals are playing the Steelers. And the Steelers, they have a bit to play for because they've got 1 game back on the Ravens, but they're actually holding the tiebreaker against the Ravens. So if the Ravens lose, the Steelers win, the Steelers move up to 3. The Dolphins are playing the hapless New York Jets. Nothing really to say about the New York Jets.
They'll do so without Tua, though, so they've been much like the Jets without Tua, but Cincinnati will know their piece of the puzzle Saturday night.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit of help for the Broncos. If the Bengals win, well, it doesn't really move the needle that much, but if they lose, you're only worried about the Miami Dolphins at that point. So they'll have a little bit of clarity of who could be in at the 7th seed, but again, it really doesn't matter as long as the Broncos take care of business and get the win against the Chiefs.
I think the Dolphins have the tiebreaker over the Broncos because they hung 70 on them last year.
Oh,
It's a residual. It rolls
can you
over.
even believe that when we're a year ago and here we are talking playoffs?
Move that off
Wow.
the table. Jack, thanks for breaking it down, as always.